Hello again everyone, Age of June here, and we're back with another League of Legends full team shoutcast. Again, not going to be doing a single player one as that was the previous video. This particular one, I went on LoL King, looked through the games, and found one with Azingy. And the reason I decided to go for it is just because of the fact that it was recently announced that he's actually joining Dignitas. He's replacing Cloud Nguyen as the jungler. So I wanted to go ahead and see how he ends up playing. I know from what I've seen on Reddit, they are not impressed with him. But honestly, I don't know that I trust Reddit all that much. So it's entirely possible that he's actually really good. Well, I don't know about really good. He is still, you know, a solo queue star, so he's not going to be the greatest ever. Oh, right. Lol King. It'll fix itself in a second. Yeah, he's not going to be the greatest thing ever, I think. He's, like I said, a bit of a solo queue star, but I think he should still be pretty good. I know he's got somewhat of a reputation for being somewhat of a single champion star. You know, he's Jungle Karthus is what everybody says. He's a one-track person, but I don't know. I haven't seen him in a while. I mean, back when I used to see him, which was like a year or two ago, he definitely did play mostly Jungle Karthus. But I haven't watched him since then, and he's had a lot of time to improve since then. So I would not be at all surprised to see he's a bit better than people think, but I really don't know. I really don't. So let's go ahead and take a moment here to introduce the players. I'm kind of surprised by this, but anyway, we've got a top lane Lee Sin. That's interesting. Played by Blem. I do know that name before. I think. Yeah, I don't know about him. I know a little bit, but not very much. Alright, he's going to be against Tip's Impact, playing as the Cassiopeia. It's actually Team Impulse is what Tip is. Down in the mid lane, we've got Xerath versus Kale. Kale is played by Jibai, and Xerath is played by Waker. Not Faker, but Waker. Alright, so down in the bot lane, we've got Doobie Kid playing as the Jinx. We're going to be against Chaisu, something like that, playing as Graves, and they're actually doing a lot of damage. Alright, they're actually having a lot of damage done to them by this Jinx Thresh combo, but they do have a lot of sustain, so that's very rapidly going to start turning around on them. And then finally, or not quite finally yet, we've got the junglers here, or supports, sorry, holy crap. We've got supports, Azubu Rush playing as the Sona, who's very rapidly out-sustaining these guys. Gonna be against Final Five's Rule 18. Oh, the grab and the Flame Choppers. Azubu Rush might be dead. The heal pops out. Gonna force the flash out of Doobie Kid. Dubu Kid, sorry. And Graves is now trying to secure a kill here. The heal comes out from Jinx as well. But again, oh man, Sona's actually low on mana now because of all this harass. So it's actually possible that we will end up seeing the end of the sustain. Graves flashes in. There we go. First blood goes to Sona. Second blood goes to Graves. So the earlier sustain was able to go ahead and outdo these guys. And, you know, I was banned Graves. Mostly because of his burst that, you know, just like that. He's a nasty guy. And honestly, Sona has a lot of burst herself as well as that sustain. Well, she doesn't really have a ton of burst, but she's got a lot of poke. She's really good at the poke, and she just enhances people like Graves. She enhances their burst, so definitely unfortunate. But we do have a Sejuani here. Maybe on the amusing Christmas skin there. Snowdown skin, sorry. Snowdown skin, gonna be Sejuani played by Opeyepo. Alright. Finally, you're going to be against Azingy, as mentioned before, playing as the rek'sai. So, that's pretty cool. CS-wise, down here in the bot lane, Jinx is actually slightly ahead. Are these guys stopped? Or is it? Okay. They actually were stopped, yes. Jinx is slightly ahead of Graves. They were, like I said, able to bully him off early game, but that sustain from Sona was able to pull them back into it. Gold-wise, Graves is ahead, and he was able to go back and buy his pickaxe. This lane just became super dangerous for this Thresh Jinx lane, and I think at this point, for me, if it were me, I would probably stop trying to hard engage as the Thresh. Because as you can see here, oh, unless you've got a jungler. Yeah. Alright, so yeah, that is going to be the end of this Graves. Down he goes. Rek'Sai coming in, trying to clean something up. Not going to happen. That missed, unfortunately. The dash from the Sejuani. And the teleport coming in now. These guys need to get out. The slow comes out from Rek'Sai. There we go. They pop up Thresh. He tries to get out. He does end up going down. And Sona tries to do a little more damage to the Jinx. Was able to get the poison on her. And then Azingy was able to get one more Q off on her as well. Just to make sure that that damage from Cassiopeia was enough to go ahead and finish her off. So, unfortunately for this blue lane, bot lane, they are having a pretty rough time, as they have just died again, mere moments after coming back into lane. What this does mean for the top lane, however, or, yeah, wait, wasn't, okay, yeah, for the top lane, since it was Cassiopeia top lane, the Kayle actually decided to go ahead and rotate up here to keep the Lee Sin off of the tower, which of course does give Xerath a bit of free farm. So first off, Lee Sin got some free farm, and then due to the rotations of the Kayle, Xerath also got some free farm. So two lanes ended up getting free farm, but still, I mean, the Cassiopeia ended up getting 2 kills for it. And that's really going to suck for Lee Sin. He's going to have a much rougher time up there against her if he already wasn't, which he probably was because she's got the range going on. But at the same time, they're actually pretty much even on CS, which is kind of strange. He actually went in, lands the kick, and he is going for her, lands the Q, she is dead. There we go, Blem finishes off the Cassiopeia, and that is the end of that little battle. Good news for the Lee Sin, especially considering he was already pretty far behind due to that gank from her. That's going to help him catch up a little bit, you know? Rek'Sai coming around, wanting to go for the Lee Sin. He's not moving. Oh, so close. He wasn't moving, so her passive, underground passive, does not actually see him, right? I'm pretty sure, yeah. I've actually never played her, so I'm not 100% certain, but oh man, Xerath going for the kills, gets the ult out of Kayle. Oh, doesn't land the third ult though, because if he had, she would now be dead. I like how he held that last shot though, just to make sure her ulti was gone, so he could possibly kill her. It didn't end up landing, but it was a good attempt on his part. It was actually a very good attempt on his part. Now he's going to get some damage on the tower, and if he powers up his Q, he can definitely get some more damage on her. Not going to be able to burn her down or anything, but he definitely could do some damage. There we go. You see that coming out right now. Followed by an auto attack. Did you guys get a little bit more? Down to the bot lane, we have an engage going on. A little bit down here. Misses the hook. Out comes the flame chompers though. Azubu Rush forced to flash out. The Jinx was forced to run away because of the Graves burst. And Sona now forced back again. And again, she's getting low on that mana. She does have Sightstone and Frostfang, so she doesn't have a ton of mana regen. Should have enough though, most likely. But we do see the Sejuani looking like she's headed down. So if these guys aren't careful, yeah, they're going to have to back off immediately. They are picked up by that ward. In comes Sejuani. She does not have ult. Does not have ult. And there we go. Yeah, Sona definitely dead there. Sejuani turns around and goes in onto Graves. That she actually got 6 off of that, so she was able to go ahead and use her ult onto Graves. And I think she actually got rek'sai in that as well. Although I could be wrong on that. Definitely questionable decision by the Jinx to stick around because Graves has a lot of burst. Oh yeah, see right there. That burst right there is exactly what I was talking about. They stuck around and Graves just said, fine, you die. And it's exactly what happened. There's no denying a Graves when he decides you're gonna die. Not easily anyway. Xerath, in the meantime, continuing to bully this Kayle. And she is down low on life again. Oh, the ult comes out. It does hit. Only 1 hits, though. And Kayle is actually going to survive this. She had her ulti again as well. So, had he gone ahead and actually landed all 3, she probably would have gone ahead and ulted to the last one. Would have survived. Looks like we have a gank coming in here from Sona rek'sai combo, amusingly enough. Wanting to go in here on Blem. And he is definitely playing very cautious here, but they are shoving towards this tower very quickly. And they should be able to juggle this, except for the fact that there's a Sejuani here, who's now actually getting bullied out by the rek'sai. She's forced to run, gets hit with that Cassiopeia ult. She does go down. The kick comes out from Lee Sin, but it's slightly too late to actually save her. And she does end up going down. So, came over to help with the counter gank, just ended up going down for it. It did actually force the flash out of Cassiopeia, so that's good news. But, still definitely not worth it for them. Not at all. Oh, I just saw a Thresh grab, just barely missed that, and he also dodged the zap from Jinx, so nicely done on this part. Is she gonna get it? She does get it. Oh man, looks like these guys want to go for this. They actually yoinks the Xerath in as well, and they are gonna force that Kayle back. The hook does not land though. rek'sai, oh, coming out. Kayle circling around. rek'sai comes in. Right over there. Probably going to finish this off the Q. Does not. Xerath goes down. Oh, the ulti from the Sejuani. But unfortunately, there was a Cassiopeia that just teleported down here as well. And they were able to go ahead and finish off the Jinx. So that ended up being a 2 for blue. Probably not worth it, especially considering the blue then went to Azingy Rush. Ouch. Getting... yeah. That's going to be tough. A Sona with a blue buff is not something I want to see, because she is going to just be able to sustain all the things. All the things will be sustained by this Sona, and we're going to see her actually roaming, amusingly enough. Sejuani about to encounter her, goes in, does not have ulti though, and honestly this Sona's got some decent damage. Sejuani looking like she's coming out ahead for the moment. Oh, does finish her off. Does finish her off, and the blue buff gets transferred on over to the Sejuani. For a second there, I didn't think it was going to happen. That, especially given that the ultimate from the Sona, I actually thought it was going to turn the other way. Jinx managed to go ahead and finish off the Graves. I'm guessing she engaged on him before this tower went down. Yeah, he was already down to half health. She engaged on him. He got stuck on the Flame Chompers. And she was able to go ahead and finish him off there with the ult. Point blank ult to the face. Yeah, had it not been for that, she would have died. If you look at her health, she's really low. So, good job on her part, knowing exactly when she can go in and when she can't. It was a close thing, but she ended up paying off for her. Got her that extra kill. Lee Sin going in, gets hit by the ulti from Cass. She's going to be able to get out of this. Nice dodge of that Q as well. He's now forced to black off. In comes... back off. In comes Azingy going for Blem. And the pop-up followed by the slow. He is dead meat. Out comes that Sejuani ulti again. A little too late. And not enough to save him. This tower going down pretty soon here, I believe. Out comes the minigun. And yeah, tower is gone. They are now going for the Sona. Flay comes out. She is trying to heal herself up. Oh, the pull from Thresh. The box comes out. And Jinx is already saying, yeah, I'm gone. Don't want to stick around when a Graves is hanging around. He does cast his ulti out there, does a little bit of damage to Thresh, not enough to finish him off. But overall, a good move on his part because he did manage to go ahead and save him. Got rek'sai headed down, not sure exactly where he's going. Just gonna go ahead, go for that crab. Poor crab. It's always smiling too, and then it dies. Ooh. Rule 18 expected a Sona in that bush. Did not end up happening. There are wards here. Oh, the lantern comes out. Gonna pull nobody. Not gonna pull anybody. That'd be insane for them to go for it. Tries to steal the red buff with his Q. Doesn't end up happening though. And red team successfully steals red buff. Another ward coming out there. Red team definitely has good, comparatively speaking anyway. They've got good vision, but at the same time, so does the blue team. They both have good vision in the blue team's jungle. Blue team, no vision whatsoever in there. Oh, just kidding. They do have a little bit of vision in the red team's jungle, but not nearly as much as the red team has in the blue team's jungle. At the same time, though, I mean, red team doesn't have very much vision in their jungle either. They've got it all focused on the blue team, which, honestly, that's pretty much what I do, too. If we're at the stage where we're just bullying them at every turn, I start trying to get that vision control over the enemy jungle so we can see them and catch them off guard. And we've seen it work a couple times here, although one instance at least, it did not end up working when the Sona ended up going down to the Sejuani. Blue buff going to Sejuani for the moment. Is Xerath going to come? Xerath is going to come. He's going to be able to finish this off with his Q. Down it goes. Blue buff to Xerath. And he's going to be able to return to lane to farm it up. Looking at his farm, he is a little bit behind Kale. Not terribly. Almost 20, but not quite. He's 18 behind for the moment. And 0-1-0 versus 0-0-1. She's very slightly ahead. But almost every other lane is way ahead for the red team, in the red team's favor. So, stun comes out, slow as well. Kale's in trouble, forced to ulti herself. Out comes the ult from Sej. Down goes the Sona, the get excited there from Jinx. Going to be able to hopefully get her out of this. In comes Azingy. Azingy goes down though, and that ends up being a 2-for-1 as the Thresh died as well. Yeah, you're not going to be able to do anything there, Cassiopeia. But it does mean that this red team was able to go and shove out. Oh, you better watch out. They were able to shove it out. They're going to be able to get this tower. And if Impact can keep these guys busy for long enough, they may be able to get a lot of damage onto this tower as well. We do have Waker here. He's going to be able to wave clear this first wave. And the next wave's not even close. So they should be able to go ahead and just keep them off of this tower. And yeah, we do see the red team going ahead and backing off as we speak. No secondary tower for you guys, but they did get a tower off of it. They ended up trading 2-for-1 with a tower on the side of the 1. So I'd say the red team might have come out slightly ahead, gold-wise, but at the same time, well, I mean, blue team not exactly being very good with their tower attacks yet. So 100% there. Red team having a great game. Blue team having a pretty rough game. Honestly, I'm not all that surprised. I am not all that fond of Jinx in the Graves. Jinx does not have much in the way of burst damage early game, and she has no escapes. No escapes whatsoever. So when the Graves decides to go in, you're gonna have a rough time. And that's exactly what we saw multiple times. They shut down gold coming there to the Lee Sin on that Cassiopeia. And red team just kind of roaming around. They don't look like they're gonna be able to answer for anything right now, which, I mean, there's not really much they could. Jinx is keeping this shoved back, but she's being safe about it, so she can't be killed by the Graves. And in the meantime, the rest of the red team not really able to push anything. There we go. Second tower of the kill goes down there for the blue team. Good news for them. But the red team's down here getting this dragon, and they're going to get this dragon. There's nothing the blue team can do. Unless they have Wild Turtle on their team, and he can go ahead and steal it with an ulti from Jinx. Not going to happen. Didn't happen. Yeah, what Jinx does have really good range when she's got her her rocket launcher out, but honestly, at least in my experience at my elo, which I mean silver, so it's definitely not going to be quite the same as what these guys experience, but it's just not enough. Ooh, Azubu Rush getting caught out there. The ulti from Kale keeping her alive. Blem goes down. Ulti from Xerath misses on every turn, and now the blue team has to disengage. Down goes the Lee Sin for absolutely nothing. They almost got the Sona, but a very nicely timed ulti from Kale was able to keep her alive, and they ended up turning that pretty well. But yeah, in my level, you don't tend to see people who are able to go ahead and use the range of the Jinx to your advantage, especially against something like Graves. They'll be within range easily of his dash, and he'll end up being able to walk up, dash up, Q him in the face, and then back off. And they don't tend to answer usually, which, I mean, it is pretty understandable, and I can't say I would do better. It's just a factor of, you know, how things are. So that's why I tend to ban the Graves. I've just experienced too many bad things. And, you know, the supports I tend to play, we've got Thresh, Nami, etc. Nami, if they survive, will be able to go ahead and heal it up, you know. Should be able to sustain it. But against the Graves, usually you don't see that survive. It usually ends up you're dead as soon as he goes in. And I think somebody like Lulu would actually be a pretty good counter for that, and I intend to actually pick her up. because she does have the squirrel mode. So if Graves decides to dash in, immediately turn him into a squirrel. She's got a shield, which is instant. And she couldn't keep her allies up, as well as the ulti. So he dashes in, shield, ulti. All of a sudden he's knocked up. He's going to have a rougher time, and he's not going to be able to burst them down. So I feel like Lulu's a pretty good counter pick for that, just based on my own theory crafting, which, I mean, is not all that good, of course. But I know it feels like it'll do better than something like Thresh, which I've never been able to save my allies. Not once. Not against the Graves. When Graves decided to go in every time, my ally dies. We do have an engage here. The ulti comes out onto Cassiopeia, and the counter engage is ripping these guys apart. The ulti comes out from Lee Sin. Not really able to do too much, though. It kicks them back, but they're able to easily survive this. Now it looks like they are just grouping up as 5, and they may be able to catch this Sejuani. There they go. Pop-up lands. She dashes away with the Q, but she is slow. Down she goes to Azingy. In the meantime, Thresh went down as well to Impact. And Jinx, gonna jump over the wall. She's gonna be fine. Is picked up by that passive there from the rek'sai, but it doesn't really matter. They don't intend to go for that anyway. They intend to go for Baron. That's a good call in there, by the way. No real reason not to. Xerath has his ulti, so he could possibly do some damage to them. But honestly, even if he hit all 3 ulti shots, I don't think he'd be able to take out anybody but possibly Graves. And even that would be pretty iffy. Not that it ended up happening anyway, so good call there for the red team, getting that Baron buff. It's going to make things even more difficult, of course, for the blue team. I'm pretty sure that the red team's got this pretty well in the bag. Azingy not doing too bad this game. I mean, he's not the greatest ever, but at the same time, he's 1-1-6. He's been there for a decent number of the fights, and while he hasn't gotten too much in the way of the kills and stuff, he's still done alright. He's still done alright. Clearing out the wards. Getting that vision control. Again, that vision control in the jungle. In comes the Lee Sin. Does force them back for the moment. We'll see if it ends up lasting. It got 2 wards. Red team's collapsing, though. These guys need to watch out. Red team is on their way, and Xerath is way back there. There we go. These guys back off. Vision was kind of granted there by his passive. Oh, the pink ward goes down. Thresh made sure they were not able to finish it off. Oh, rek'sai says hello and takes out the newly placed ward by Thresh. Nope, not going to be able to take it out again. They were able to bully that off. In the meantime, though, red team going for this bottom tower, and blue team way out of position. They were so busy worrying about those wards that they just ended up losing their tower. Oh, the ulti there from Sej. Not able to really do anything, though. Not able to do anything at all. It's definitely unfortunate. You pretty much never want to be wasting your ult like that, where it landed, it did damage, and then that was the end of that. Oh man, Kale going for the Thresh. They do manage to burst him down. They get that pink ward as well. And now will they be able to disengage this safely? Azubu Rush taking some damage. Down she goes to the Xerath, actually. Took a lot of damage from Jinx, and then the Q from Xerath able to go ahead and follow it up. Ulti from Jinx also used to try to secure that kill. Didn't end up working out. But it was a good attempt. Either way, though, having that support dead does mean that the red team is mostly going to have to back off here. And they did. They backed off all the way to Dragon, and they're going to be able to get this Dragon. Rest in peace, Dragon. Sejuani wisely going off and clearing out these tunnels. You want to get rid of those because, obviously, rek'sai really likes having them in your jungle. If she can get somewhere in your jungle with her ulti, she's going to have a pretty good time. She'll enjoy it. You won't. Not at all. Jinx shoved down bottom again. We do have the Lee Sin in the mid lane trying to hold this back, but I mean, he's really not able to do too much versus a 3-0-3 Kale. She's already got her Rabadons as well as Nashers too. So, pretty rough time there for the Lee Sin, just trying to keep that off. She did go ahead and back off, which means he was able to finish wave clearing that, but still, not a good time at all for him. And these guys are just roaming through the blue team's jungle and just taking all of their farm. Lots of pings. Come here, come here. Sejuani is here. Ulti coming out from rek'sai, coming on over here again. Right back to where he was. And just gonna go back to farming up the jungle. Their jungle. Yeah, unfortunately for the blue team, I mean, they've lost complete control of their jungle. They're not able to do a thing. Ooh, nice stun, nice stun. It is going to be enough to get him out of it as well. The slow comes out from Jinx. Out come the Flame Chompers, and Azingy taking lots of damage. Ulti coming out from Xerath. Miss, miss, hit. One of those was a hit. Not enough to finish him off, though. Not quite enough, but it does force him back. And that is definitely good news for them, as the pressure on this tower is not going to be able to follow through. They also have a way of pushing pretty hard down bottom. I'm not sure if it'll make it to the tower before it hits the minions. No, it doesn't. So that means this is going to combine, I believe, with the next wave, most likely. And that's going to... No, it should be able to get to the tower first. Big team fight happening here, though. Nice Sona ulti landing on pretty much everybody in the blue team. They're now forced to try to get out of this. Hook comes out onto Cassiopeia. The slow comes out as well. Blue team still alive. They're all alive, but they are getting pretty low. Sejuani goes in, jumps over the wall, smites as well. Blue team on the wrong side, though. Oh, Sejuani goes for it. Finishes off a Zubu Rush. The teams are going back here. They're going to try to get out of this. Xerath is really low. Thresh ends up going down there to Graves. And these guys are still not able to get back. They're trying their best, but they're not able to do it. And in the meantime, Cassiopeia and Kale just shoving down that mid lane. And the Sejuani has managed to go back. Oh, the burst from Graves takes down 2, and Lee Sin goes down as well. That is a triple kill there, all for Graves. And in the meantime, like I said, these guys shoving it down. They're able to get this tower. They're going to be able to get the inhibitor, and we do have a surrender. Not able to finish off the Sejuani before it. Wow. Alright, so that was pretty nicely done. Interesting build. I don't think I've ever seen a Warmogs on rek'sai. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this game, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good night. Bye. No buttons. No buttons.